What's going on, YouTube? GraveCinder here, and welcome to episode 28. I think it's been, like 3 weeks since the last upload, but we're back, and I'd like to do a couple of things in this episode to try and solve some problems that we're having in our city, some recent problems. So, we are sitting at 12.3 million in the bank. Looks like only $628 currently coming in. 86,000 in population, small demand for residential, a little bit of a bigger demand for commercial, and a little bit for industrial. But the problems that we're having are these right here. So I'll tell you what they are and how I hope to fix these. So the problems are not enough goods to sell. There are several buildings over here that this is happening to. And yep, that is pretty much the only place in the city where that is happening currently. So what does it mean when it says not enough goods to sell? Well, it means that they don't have enough product on their shelves and their stores to sell. How do we fix it? Or what causes this? Well, lack of supply is the cause, and it happens to be because if we take a look right here, we have a very large backup of trucks, cars coming into this side. You can see they're all going out this way. I'm gonna make an assumption that it is a very long way for them to travel to get over here and stock these stores with supply for sale, and they can't get there. How do we get the goods to sell? Well, there's a couple of ways. One is produce them locally by putting in some regular industry, and that's what produces goods. Another way is these IT clusters. They also produce some goods for sale, but we have very little of that. And the third way is import, and as you guys saw, well, it's a very far way to go down that way to bring the product, especially with the traffic backup and whatnot, and that's via car. Another way it would be with a cargo train station, which I don't believe we have anywhere near here. And we also don't have this finished up right here, a direct access from the highway into this area here. So that's what I hope to solve in this episode. And how we're going to do it is we're going to work on first and foremost connecting this this highway to this side over here, and I've put in a couple of markers right here for myself, which is where I'm gonna start the connection. I also reworked this just ever so slightly, and I tried to get it perfect, but it didn't work. We'll maybe improve that down the road, and then figure out what we're gonna do here, because I'm thinking if we have enough time in this episode that we do a cargo hub here in this area. I think I may have shown it in one of the previous episodes. There's a direct line right here for a cargo hub, right? And because we have built here on its route, we can't move the route, but we built over the route for the ships to come in. We're gonna have to get creative and put it somewhere. I want to say maybe about right here or something like that, to where the ships don't have to worry about coming up this way, turning around and coming in. They can just do a direct cut from here and come into the shipping dock. Now the cargo hub also has a train hub built into it, cargo train hub. And what we could do potentially is connect some train tracks from here to come all the way over here and put a cargo train station here. That'd be one way, and kind of directly link it with this one here. Or Another thing that I was thinking is we have where is it? A train route right over here. So we could somehow loop this one, maybe somewhere through here, directly to a cargo hub over here, or not cargo hub, a train cargo hub, or somewhere over here for easier direct access to all of these buildings to import all of these goods. So that's my plan. And I think we should get to work and fixing it. So first order of business is going to be let's connect this highway to here. I'm thinking maybe a trumpet, maybe something. I know we have a lot of trumpet looking interchanges in the city so far, but they look nice. I like them. I don't necessarily mind the trumpet interchanges. So that's what we're going to work on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a time lapse. That way it doesn't take all of 30 minutes for you guys just to watch me build it, and then boom, end of episode. So enjoy the time lapse, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. So that's kind of what that's gonna look like for the time being. You can see some folks are already using it. So here's what I'm hoping this this does for us. One, it'll reduce the traffic over here, right? So these folks that are currently traveling to go out this way or this way and get into this area are now going to have a more, hopefully more, a little bit longer, but more direct access to that area. And you see some commercial trucks are already heading that way. And then it's also going to ease up the traffic going back out this way, or I'm sorry, out this way into whatever part of the city they want to go to. As far as building additional industry goes, I'm thinking probably somewhere over here and giving them, like I said, I think earlier, direct access to this highway, or out in this way, and then we'll mess with some forestry industry as well. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna run the simulation just real quick, see if this this actually helps our area out over here, which I'm really hoping that that it does. And I'll only run the simulation for about 3 or 4 minutes until on 3 speed and see if it helps. Oh, look, so one's disappearing already, and then I'll be back. All right, guys, I think we may be in a little bit of a pickle. It's getting worse, and we're losing students on top of that, looks like. And it's not just here. It's starting right here too. It's starting right there as well. So I think that we are in a dire need of some industry. So I'm going to pause it before it becomes a much bigger problem. Get rid of some of these abandoned buildings. I think that was the only one. And let's put together a quick regular industry. I think we're going to do it somewhere somewhere right here. I say we make all of this right here kind of additional workplaces and the dirty part of the city, and go from there. So this calls for another on and off ramp, and this one I think we're gonna make just a little bit simpler. And I actually have a tutorial for this. It's one of my very first tutorials that I did, and we're just gonna do a quick dumbbell interchange. So I want to have it somewhere where it's nice and straight. So I'll do my best to put a link up in the description, but I'll do this very quickly, and I'll be right back. All right, so let's see if that helps a little bit. Obviously, we have the demand for jobs or industry, so hopefully that'll come up quickly and help us solve our problems. I added a quick police station and a fire station over here just so we're not deserted out here in the event of fires and crime. And ran a power line down this way as well, just so we have power. I didn't want to spend an additional thousands of bucks for a power supply over here, and then additional upkeep there as well when we have plenty of power to go around. So hopefully we'll produce enough. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go out another block and put in one more thing of industry. And again, I'm doing this right now as a kind of a band-aid in a sense. Now, if it ends up working, which I'm 95% positive that it will, we may redo it and make it a little bit nicer, even though it doesn't look all that terrible right now. But I do hope to put in an additional connection from to kind of try and keep some of this regular industry traffic off of the main highway. Maybe put in an additional highway out here for them to be able to come through that way. So that's that. That's my quick band-aid solution to this problem. Now, while that's happening, I'm gonna do one more thing. And that is that a rail line that I said we could put in, where is it? From here, from somewhere over here into this area, or through this area, and into either here or here. And we'll see if that doesn't help us out. Before we do any of that, let's get rid of some of these abandoned buildings. There's gonna be more. Looks like it's like the plague, man. It's spreading throughout the city, and it's weird how it just like it hits you everywhere all at once. I mean, it started off right here, and then it just kind of like boom went everywhere. So again, like I said, hopefully this is enough. Additionally, it's creating some jobs for us as well. This is the quick little dumbbell interchange that I created. Obviously, if it ends up not working out very well for this area, we'll go ahead and redo it. That's the beauty of this game, is whatever you put down, you can just demolish it and rebuild it. No big deal. And I don't think I have any traffic lights over here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll let that kind of work itself. Hopefully work itself out. Let's get to building this additional rail line over here. And that's going to be right here. Let me get rid of some of the trees. There we go, intensity high, and not some, I guess, all of the trees right there. And then we're going to figure out a way how to sneak this this line to come maybe out this way and into here, so it's got direct access to this whole area. And hopefully that'll help us out. So let's get to building. I think these are office buildings. They are. Most are. These are residential buildings right here. So they may complain of a little bit of noise, but hey, that is what it is. We can always relocate them. So I'm gonna have a line coming right behind these people's homes. And we're going to hook right in there. And then we're going to want an additional line coming from this side. And I'm going to run it or try to run it at least. Kind of like so. So what I'm doing here is I am creating enough room for one full train length before we have another intersection to prevent train backups, and those can be kind of crucial as well if not managed properly. So if the train stops, the cargo stops, and it's just like an additional traffic backup like you would with cars. You don't want to have any of those. Let's run this straight down just like so, and let's see if we can get a decent connection. Perfect. Something like that. That works for me. Now, running this down through here. I think we're gonna have to move this park, maybe right in there. And run the train just along park, come on. And of course we gotta save in the middle of it. I really hope that the new Xbox Series X comes available on the market for the rest of us that did not pre-order it soon, because that would make my life a little bit easier. Could I dip into the river here? I could, couldn't I? Right under there. Could that work? Nope. Oh. Okay, what if we go on this side here? That lowered it. And we loop across. And then we intersect right here. And then that's where I'm gonna leave it. That doesn't look all that great. I can work on fixing that. That's not a problem. Holy smokes, we're getting a lot of abandoned buildings. Let's get rid of some of them. Anywhere else? There's one there. Ooh, there's a couple right there. One right there. I love this abandoned building brush too. This makes it so much easier to get rid of these buildings. All right. That's that. Here, not enough workers. That'll be all right. We're getting 100 and 200 people in per week. Let's go back over here. So if I wanted to hook this up for best efficiency, how would I do it? Well, the train line is coming through here. Our cargo train is gonna have to be, I think, somewhere like this, if we wanted to hook it up additionally down this way and into the cargo hub. So that's what it's gonna be. We're gonna run a line like this. It's gonna be a one-way street, obviously, as you can see. We're gonna run another hookup just like so and so. Let's move this direction real quick this way. Cargo train. There we go. Now we're in a little bit of a pickle here because it's not gonna match up 100% with what we have going on. We're gonna have to either cut both streets or move this all the way up here. Either that or we go above or tunnel, and I think tunneling might be a better way to do it. So let me go from perfect slope right in there. Slope too steep for what? Come on. It already let us slope under, so why in the world? What? This game's weird sometimes. It's not gonna let us do that. It lets us do this. I don't know why. Why it's not letting us do that. So let's get rid of this again. We'll come over here. We may be actually forced to go around. And do something like this. Come out to here. Cross the river in the nicest way possible. And I'm going to pause the game for that and go flat right in there. Something like that. Let's get rid of this. Come down here. I guess we'll just build backwards. So that's a no-go. Something like that. Come up here and this should let us connect it. Not the best looking loop, but I also don't hate it. Now, do we have power to here? We do. So I think we're good. I think we're in business on this side. Bunch of these abandoned buildings, man. Holy smokes. Abandoned buildings. There we go. Let me get rid of some of them. Ooh, there's a lot over here too. Oh, looks like there's one over there as well. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna let the game run. We've got locally produced cargo, we've got imported cargo, we've got a highway connection over here as well. Seems to be working. There's a bunch of cars coming in, cars and trucks coming and going. So I'm hoping that that kind of helps us solve that problem. So let's let the game run a little bit and see what happens. All right, guys. So as you can see, that helped. We no longer have the problems that the problems of not enough goods. So a little bit of industry, and looks like that was enough to supply pretty much the whole city. A cargo import train right here. And then traffic wise, look at that. It pretty much eliminated the traffic backup that we had going on over here. And let's take a quick look before we go as far as traffic to see where it's at. So it's at 82%. This looks like it's still our busiest area, which makes sense. I mean, a roundabout right there off the highway that connects both major parts of the city. And everything else seems pretty manageable. So I would say, job well done. And we're gonna call it an episode right there. So in the next couple of episodes, I'd like to build that cargo hub somewhere over here, continue on with this. I may even rework this in the off camera. This right here is still not bringing in enough resources, if you will. So I'll figure out a better way to do that. And then we have the food factory that requires paper. We have the sneaker factory that requires paper as well. This is level 4. Let me see. So we're almost at level 5. Looks like we're just lacking 70 some employees, which is going to be easy to get. Just add a few more buildings. So that's kind of what I'm going to do in between episodes. I'll rework this. I'll figure out exactly where the cargo hub is going to go. We'll keep this potentially as it is. The little dumbbell interchange is currently working well for us. And hopefully I put in a link in description on how to build it. If not, I'm sure you guys saw the quick little time lapse as well. Super easy, and it works. And that's that. So that's how you fix not enough goods to sell. As always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do. And I'll see you guys on the next one.